Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2018 FAA Annual Conference and Trade Show. It's good to see you all here. I know some of our members got a little lit last night, so I'm very happy that you all made it this morning. For those of you who I've not met, my name is Josh Gold. I'm the Executive Vice President for the Florida Apartment Association. And to everyone who took part in yesterday's All Hands on Deck event, thank you very much for your participation. I'm very pleased to announce that we raised more than $40,000 for Florida's APAC. A special thanks goes out to our event sponsors, House of Floors, RentPath, and Shaw Floors for their generous support. So before we get too deep into this morning's festivities, I want to make sure each of you has downloaded the FAA mobile conference app, sponsored this year by CSC ServiceWorks. The app, there you go. The app includes a dashboard to keep you organized with up-to-the-minute exhibitor, speaker, and event information. It also helps you locate sessions and exhibitors on the venue maps, receive important conference-related push communications from FAA, and build a personalized education and exhibit schedule. Downloading the app is a little different this year. You'll visit the iTunes App Store or Google Play on your device, and you'll search for FAA conferences and then select the 2018 show. For all other devices, check out page 12 of your on-site program for special instructions. So this year's conference theme, Illuminate, represents our association's need to continue to absorb and emit our influence throughout the industry. Our educational sessions will provide you with some bright ideas on how to highlight your brand, create a team of shining stars, and polish the reputation of your own businesses. You can spark some friendships with your industry peers during social events at the end of each day and soak up some of the bright sunshine Boca Raton has to offer. Your FAA staff has been hard working towards this conference all year, but that's not all we've been up to. For 3 days in April, FAA staff and local affiliate executives from around the state got together for the first Florida AE Roundtable to collaborate and find ways to better serve our members. My key takeaways from that weekend were engagement of our memberships is paramount, and our affiliates are more alike than they are different. In May, the FAA Product Service Council held 2 educational seminars for supplier members on building business relationships and leaving a lasting impression on clients. And finally, in August, association leaders from around the state participated in an all-day interactive media training at the AGO headquarters. Topics included controlling your message, mastering body language, and dealing with crisis situations. A project that spanned an entire year involved shining a light inward as a task force examined and updated our association bylaws and policies. It's far from a glamorous task, but this type of member-led initiative will pay off in the association's efficiency and effectiveness in the years to come. Our association continues to enjoy great financial health, and at the beginning of 2018, our revenue dispersed to our 10 affiliates was 3 times as much as it's ever been. And this money helps your local association to enhance educational and networking opportunities that are so valuable to each of you. FAA leadership invested some of those financial resources in its first research project in more than 12 years, the statewide Compensation and Benefits Report. Management companies across Florida were invited to participate, and 28 management companies representing more than 182,000 units, nearly 1/3 of our entire FAA membership, took part. The statewide report, as well as 10 individual regional reports, have been completed and are available for purchase on the FAA website or by contacting FAA headquarters. And you can read more about the Compensation and Benefits Report in the winter edition of the Multifamily Florida magazine. Speaking of communications, I'm excited to announce that earlier this year, FAA received a Gold Excel Award and 3 Silver Excel Awards from Association Media and Publishing for work completed in 2017. This work was the culmination of work we've done over the past 5 years to enhance the association's entire communications plan. From the magazine to the website, social media to printed marketing collateral, we've worked to ensure that we were offering the strongest communications we could with enticing and professional design, as well as informative and impactful content. The Excel Awards program is the largest and most prestigious in the nonprofit association sector, recognizing excellence in leadership in media, publishing, marketing, and communications. More than 200 awards were presented in both print and digital categories. FAA beat out organizations such as the American Association of Medical Colleges, the American Chemical Society, and even the National Association of Realtors. So, good for FAA. I'm pleased to report that the number of communities participating in FAA's smoke-free multi-housing program has grown by more than 40% this year. More than 70 communities have received the FAA smoke-free multi-housing certification. And if your community is not among them, you can get more information on certification or implementing a smoke-free policy and even how to help your residents quit smoking from the smoke-free booth here at the conference. Identifying and cultivating future leaders is essential to the continued health of any organization. At FAA, this is accomplished through the Leadership Lyceum program, and the Nan Cavaretta Memorial Scholarship Fund helps ensure that promising leaders have access to their program regardless of their ability to pay. This year, scholarships were awarded to 3 deserving individuals. You can support the Scholarship Fund by purchasing a ticket to tomorrow night's wine tasting. We're especially excited to be here in Boca Raton this year since, and I'm sure many of you remember, only 2 years ago, Hurricane Matthew forced the cancellation of the 2016 conference. So luckily, no storms have crashed the event this year, but the unpredictability of disasters reminds us how important it is to support each other and our multifamily community. Last year, FAA leadership voted to allocate $5,000 to Hatching Hope of Florida, a nonprofit organization for the multifamily housing industry that serves residents and management teams when disasters strike. I'm happy to report that the organization's leaders have again approved another $5,000 this year. For many members, advocacy is the core of FAA's purpose. This was demonstrated by the record-breaking attendance of more than 160 members at the legislative conference this year in Tallahassee. FAA members met with state senators, representatives, and staffers to advocate on issues important to the apartment industry. As in years past, members advocated in favor of funding for affordable housing. This is important because it helps prevent the need for inclusionary zoning, which would add regulations to multifamily communities and management companies. Although $79 million was allocated to the Sadowski Fund this year, much more is needed to build and refurbish affordable apartments to meet the growing statewide demand. In fact, that $79 million is just a fraction of the money collected from taxes on real estate transactions, money that's earmarked to go to the Sadowski Fund. Year after year, money is diverted from affordable housing to other parts of the state's budget. In addition, only 35% of Sadowski funding goes towards apartment programs, while 65% goes towards home ownership programs, even though apartments can provide more housing per square foot at a lower cost than single-family homes. Apartments can be produced faster and fewer barriers to entry. Apartments can house more Floridians, create jobs, and provide stable housing. If you've not already contacted your legislator and urged them to take action on affordable housing, please visit the advocacy section of the FAA website and respond to the FAA call to action. Doorstep trash collection has been another long-term priority for FAA's advocacy efforts. This year, FAA partnered with the doorstep trash collection industry to draft House Bill 529 in order to clear up confusion among local fire marshals as to whether or not doorstep trash collection violated the Florida Fire Code. Without the bill, Florida stood to lose a $68 million industry and more than 1,200 jobs, as well as a valuable resident amenity that many of you offer at your own communities. Through the lobbying efforts of FAA, House Bill 529 was signed into law on April 6th and will provide industry protection for the next 3 years and allow the doorstep trash collection industry to operate as usual. In total, FAA worked to defeat a barrage of 24 bills that could have been harmful to this industry. In August, FAA shared information with its members on the importance of voting for Amendment 2, which will be on the ballot here in Florida in November. Amendment 2 would ensure that the taxable value of certain properties, including apartment communities, cannot increase more than 10% year over year. So without the cap, yearly assessments could increase by any amount, and apartment owners would see a substantial jump in their own property taxes. FAA supports Amendment 2 and urges all members to please vote yes in November. A vital component of our legislative advocacy is FAA's Apartment Political Action Committee, or APAC. For the 2-year cycle that includes 2017 to 2018, APAC is on track to raise a record number, $360,000. These dollars enable FAA to support candidates who support our industry. In fact, 98% of candidates supported by APAC won their contest in the primary elections just held 2 months ago. So we've done so much this year, but there's more work to be done. And as the old proverb says, many hands make light work, and you can do your part. Join a local affiliate or FAA committee. Advocate for the industry, whether it's in Tallahassee or Washington or locally. Contribute to APAC. Every dollar helps. Your active involvement in this organization at every level makes us stronger and ensures that the future of this association remains bright. Thanks so much for listening, and best wishes for a great conference.